Hello there. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Stephanie, and I'll be your yoga teacher for today. Today is day 21, head to toe yoga. It's going to be nice, it's going to be powerful, and it's going to be a little stretchy. So I hope that this practice leaves you feeling overall better. We're going to start in puppy pose. So go ahead and meet me on your mat in your most beautiful puppy pose. So we're going to have our knees about hip width apart, and then we're going to walk our hands forward to the front of the mat and begin to drop the belly down, still pushing through the shoulders, maybe allowing the forehead to come to the mat, and just dropping in right here. How do you feel today? What is your breath like? What are your thoughts like? How does your body respond when you start in an active position like this? Go ahead and allow your next inhale to bring you on up into all fours. So shoulders over wrist, and our wrists are about shoulder width apart. Gaze is in between our thumbs. Knees should stay where they were. They should be about hip width apart, and our hips should be over our knees. Neutral tilt in that pelvis. And go ahead and drop that belly and lift that chest for cow. And go ahead and exhale and round through that spine for cat. Inhale, come through for cow. Exhale, round for cat. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, round. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Go ahead and sweep that right hand up towards the sky. Your gaze can follow. And we're going to thread through the needle here on the left side. So coming down onto our right shoulder. Our left hand can help with balance here. Or if you'd like to take it a step further, you can take your left hand around your right thigh. Trying to open up through that chest too. And we are breathing here. Breathing all the way down into the belly, not just breathing into the chest. Nice twist here. May get your digestive system growling at you. And go ahead and sweep that right hand, left hand back up, or plant it down to push you back up. And that right hand will come up to the sky again. Beautiful. Release the right hand down. Find that centered all four position again. And allow your inhale to sweep your left hand up towards the sky. Gaze follows it. And exhale, we're going to thread through the left side here, or the right side. And now our right hand can either be on the ground in front of us to help us balance here, Or we can try to take our right hand on our left thigh to open up our chest here. And breathe. When we're in these twisted positions, the breath is necessary to help those inner organs get their massage. On your next inhale, go ahead and release that bind if you're in it and put it back on the floor. And push up and sweep that left hand back up towards the sky. Beautiful. Walk those hands forward a little bit and tuck our toes. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog of the day. So once you get here, go ahead and just give your dog a nice little walk. We won't be here too long. Finding what feels good here. We had a lot of play with this, so I want you to know what you like in your down dog. Everyone is different when it comes to down dog and what we like to do when we get here. Go ahead and come up to those tiptoes and either tiptoe to the top of the mat, or you can hop, step, or jump, whichever you prefer. Go ahead and inhale for our halfway lift. Once we get there, weight is in the toes. Exhale, fold over both of your legs. Slowly begin to peel yourself all the way up to standing. Head and neck will come last. Palms face forward, eyes closed. And here we are in our most beautiful Tadasana, aka mountain pose. Take a couple of breaths in the nose and out the nose here, activating our Ujjayi breathing. And inhale those arms up overhead, and let's slice through the sky and come back down into our forward fold. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, followed by the left. We're in our plank here. Let's do a little rocking action. Start to warm up those wrists. And then go ahead and lower down those knees, the chest, and the chin. Roll through into our cobra. Push back to our downward facing dog. Very nice. Okay, allow your next inhale to sweep that right leg up. Three-legged dog. And then bring it knee to nose, round through that spine. And place that right foot in between the hands. So let's stay low here. We are in our runner's lunge. So feeling all into that right hip, that left hip flexor. Definitely a good psoas stretch here. Just feeling into our runner's lunge this morning. And let's go ahead and step it back. Come on back to the down dog. We're going to roll forward into plank. Okay, we're going to lower down into chaturanga and then push up into our upward facing dog. And let's all meet back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Once you get there, allow your inhale to bring your left leg up, squared hips, three-leg dog. Breathe. And round forward, knee to nose. Pushing hard through those shoulders. And step the left foot in between the hands. And let's just rock here again in our runner's lunge. Seeing how different the right and the left are today. My right hip flexor is quite tight. And go ahead and step that foot back into our downward dog. Roll forward into plank. Lower down into chaturanga. Push up. Upward facing dog. And everybody meet back. Downward facing dog. Very nice. Allow your next inhale to sweep your right leg up. 3-leg dog. Let's go ahead and bend that knee and open that hip and take some circles with that knee going one way. And then go ahead and reverse that circle the other way. Seeing how this feels here. And then coming through knee to nose, rounding hard through that spot or those shoulders, and then step it in between the hands. Pivot on that back foot and allow your inhale to rise you up to our warrior 2. Beautiful. So let's make sure our warrior setup is correct. Our feet should be actively pulling towards each other. Our pelvis is this way, okay? This is warrior 1. Our pelvis is pointed forward. Warrior 2, we open up our pelvis. Our gaze is forward, okay? Our right knee is not over that right ankle. I can see my right big toe. Arms are parallel to the mat. Breathe. Now we're going to straighten through that right leg, bump that left hip out, and go ahead and bring our right hand down for triangle. So if you need a block, get a block. Otherwise, you can put your hand on your thigh or your calf, or if you can go all the way down to the floor. So wherever you are, be there and take your gaze towards the ceiling. Breathing. No holding or clenching our breath here. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come back up. So we are in our triangle legs here. We're going to come back into our warrior 2, so bend that right leg. And then we're going to pivot on our left leg and swing our left hand up and around for our high lunge here. Breathe. And then go ahead and bring that left hand down beside that right foot. Right hand sweeps up, revolved side angle here. Beautiful. Plant that hand beside that right foot and step it back into downward dog. Let's go and roll forward, plank, lower down, chaturanga, push up, upward facing dog, and let's meet back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Go and sweep that left leg up, open those hips, and then go ahead and do those hip circles going one way. And then we'll take the hip circles, going the other way. Nice. Go and bring that knee to nose, rounding through that spine, and step it in between the hands. Pivot on that left foot and allow yourself to come up into our warrior 2. My beautiful yogi warriors. Remember, we can see that left big toe. Our left knee is not over that left ankle. Arms are parallel to our mat. Glutes are engaged. Thighs are engaged. Let's go and press that left leg straight. Bump that right hip out. And come on down for our triangle pose. Extended triangle here. So if your hand is on your thigh, great. Calf, wonderful. Block, fantastic. Floor, awesome. Wherever you are, be there and breathe. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come back up and back into your warrior 2. Breathe. And then we're going to pivot on that right foot. And we're going to bring our right arm down to come up for our high lunge here. Beautiful. Now that right heel is barreling towards the back of the mat. And go ahead and plant that right hand beside that left foot. Left hand sweeps up towards the sky for a revolved side angle on this side. Breathing. We're not holding. We actually have big smiles on our faces because we are happy yogis working on our bodies and our minds. Beautiful. Frame that left foot. Step back. Downward dog. Whew, beautiful. Roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up into our upward facing dog. Meet me back. Downward facing dog. Very nice. If you would like to take child's pose, please go ahead and take the child's pose. We're just going to be here for just a few breaths. Finding what feels good for you. If you're in child's pose, go ahead and come on back up to down dog. And on your next inhale, allow your right leg to sweep up, three-leg dog. And go ahead and bring that in between the hands. Pivot on that back foot and allow your inhale to rise you up into our warrior two. Settling in here. We know what we're doing. Gaze is towards that right hand. And let's go and come into our extended triangle. So let's straighten that right knee. Bump that left hip out. And go ahead and come forward. Gaze is towards the left hand up in the sky. Triangle is such a nice, stretchy, powerful position.
I hear a kitty.
And allow your next inhale to go ahead and rise you back up into our warrior two. And let's drop that left hand down. Right arm goes up, exalted warrior. And windmill those arms to frame that foot. Step back, down dog. Let's go ahead and vinyasa. So roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up into our upward facing dog. And meet me back, downward dog. Very nice. On our next inhale, go ahead and sweep that left leg up. Three-leg dog. Breathing. And then bring it through in between the hands. Pivot on that back foot and rise up to our warrior two. Very nice. Ride that wave. Always feel like I'm on a surfboard like this. And straighten through that left leg. Hit that right hip. Bump that right hip back. Left hand comes down. Right arm goes up. Gaze follows right hand. Go ahead and put that big smile back on your face. Happy yogi. Stretched out yogi. And allow your next inhale to bring you back up into our warrior two. Gazes forward. And drop that right hand down. Left hand goes up, exalted warrior. Beautiful. And windmill those arms, frame that foot, step back, down dog. And we vinyasa. Roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga, push up, upward facing dog, and meet me back, downward facing dog. Very nice. Roll forward and come onto the knees. And come on down for our wide-legged stretch. So sits bones, butt bones on the mat, and go ahead and take those legs as far open as they'll go. Whew, that was a big pop. With my new microphone, can't really hear all the background noises, which is fantastic for me. But my hip just popped real loud. So be easy with yourself. Gently get into this wide-legged position. Feel what it's like to sit up. If you need a block under your sits bones or a blanket or a pillow, please do that. It'll give your body some more room and it'll allow you to get into some of the stretches a little bit easier. So I just want to rock right to left here before we go ahead and do side stretches. So I like to kind of get my sides nice and warm before bending into them. So whenever we do this, we feel this all down the sides. I'm sure you feel it in the legs. If you do, just give your legs a nice little bend. We're going more for the side body stretches, not the legs. Okay, so once you feel good, rocking, go ahead and place that left hand down and sweep the right arm over. Okay, if you're here, be here. If you're feeling this all down that right side body and you can't go any further, this is it. This is where you are. This is a fantastic stretch. If you're like me and you're going all the way over, just grab that foot and then try to revolve the chest towards the ceiling. And just breathe. And slowly come back up. Plant the right hand down, left hand sweeps up and over. Same thing here. This is where you are. As long as you're feeling this all down the left side body, this is great. Want to keep that chest lifted wherever we are. Keeping the feet active too. And allow your next inhale to rise you up. Kind of walk those hands forward, coming down into our pancake here. Trying to keep that spine nice and long. Rolling the feet back, not letting them fall forward. Maybe even closing the eyes down if it feels good here. This should not be pinching, sharp pains. It should be a little uncomfortable, but it should not be sharp here. Y'all know the drill. And slowly go ahead and walk back up. We're going to come into frog. So if you like to do frog with a blanket, please pause me and go ahead and get your blanket or your pillows. We're going to take the knees out as wide as we can get them. This is my easiest way to come into this position. So once you come to where your knees are as wide as you can get them, go ahead and walk forward to make sure that you're parallel. And then you can spread your legs out. So here is our frog position. We look like little froggies here. So go ahead and come here and be the most beautiful frog you can be. And if you want, you can come further down to your forearms or maybe all the way down flat on the floor, depending on where you are right now. And this, of course, is where I'm going to tell you to breathe that energy into the tight spaces. So imagine that beautiful, bright light as your breath. And on your exhale, shoot that light towards those spaces that feel tight. Send that oxygen to them, letting our bodies know that it's okay, telling our minds we are good. Just keep focusing on the breath. This is an intimidating and a challenging position. So just to breathe. Opening the hips can bring about them emotions. We store emotions all over our body. Something about the hips is a little different. Slowly begin to peel yourself back up. And we're going to come around to our backs. You can go ahead and windshield those legs left or right. Had them quite tight there. So this is a nice little counter stretch for us. Before we come down to our backs, and we're going to do everyone's favorite core work. So, going to come down, lift those legs up. So, we're going to do my favorite ever. And we're just going to take Kali Mudra. So, interlace your hands and then point your fingers up. We've done this a couple times. So, like Charlie Angels here, back behind your over your head, legs up. So, when we come up, we're going to drop the left leg down. And then we're going to come back down, left leg and right leg stay the same. We're going to come back up over to the other side. So that's going to count as 1. We're going to do 10. So go ahead and take your Kali Mudra above your head and drop that left leg down and come up to the left, back down, and up to the right, and back down. Switch, that was 1. So drop the right leg, up, down, up, down. That was 2. Switch legs, up, down, up, down, switch legs. That was 3. Up, down, up, down. 4. Up, down, up, down. 5. Up, down, up, down. Switch. That was 6. Up, down, up, down. Switch. That was 7. Up, down, up, down. 8. Switch. Up, down, up, down. That was 9. One more. Up, down, up, down. Beautiful. Hug those knees into the chest. Maybe giving yourself a little rock here, side to side. Let's go and come down into our Shavasana. Legs out long. Tuck those shoulder blades, palms of the hands facing up. You are amazing. And now we let that energy absorb into our cells, into our muscles. All that goodness we've worked up. Let's go ahead and take a cleansing, releasing breath together. So go ahead and inhale as much as you can. And we're going to let it all out the mouth. Let's do one more. Inhale. And let it go. Very nice. Thank you so much for joining me today. Day 21 completed. You are absolutely amazing. I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow. Day 22. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.